of the day, Webjet posted its full year revenue of over 364 million, up 164%. Yes, we're all travelling. A turnaround from a loss of 15 million. Bookings up significantly and 63% ahead of pre-pandemic levels. Bookings up, as you see there, 115%. Webjet says FY24 off to a strong start. Significant growth opportunities in business segments, particularly the web bed business, where momentum is accelerating. We saw Qantas yesterday come out with a cracker. Shares down after that result. Anyone who's travelling at the moment knows airfares are huge. Capolingua, what did you think of Webjet's result and the stock at the moment? Because my co-host on Sunrise is a Perth girl, she uses the Perth flights to see whether they're bargains or not. And Qantas had
bargains on Perth flights.
Qantas had a sale of $640 one way to Perth on a sale price a month ago, and that said pre-pandemic you could do it for $250.
No, it's obscene. Like obviously, I'm based here in Perth, and ThinkMarkets' main office is in Melbourne, so I do have to fly east a fair bit, and the prices are horrific. But you're very delicate with your language there about some of the prices. Gouging is a word that I would use, but it's interesting to see. I know we're off topic here, but Qantas. I don't think, I was telling my wife yesterday, we were at dinner time conversation, so I don't think I've ever seen in my career a company upgrade its earnings 4 times within the same financial year. And from, I think they started in a few hundred million, and we're up to now over 2 billion. It's just extraordinary. But it does tie in with this conversation about Webjet. Now, Webjet, very different kettle of fish. They are not providing the travel services themselves. They're giving you the ability to book those services. And obviously, as travel has opened up, they are starting to do very well.
They get a percentage of what they sell. Is it higher the price, the more they get in for their cut, for their 2% or 3%?
That's a good point. So while prices are high, obviously that helps them. If prices do moderate, then there is somewhat of a headwind there. But I think balancing that out, and probably more than balancing it out, is this idea of international capacity returning. And as hopefully that starts to get cheaper, we're going to therefore want to make more bookings, and net, that's going to continue to improve for them. And I think there's plenty of growth that's still in the tank here. And I think it's going to come from that opening up of capacity. Market loves growth, and we do tend to pay higher multiples for that. So great result as far as I can see. I didn't see too many red flags in there. Is probably the right word to use. In terms of the valuation, I think it's very fairly valued around here. Obviously today's pop-up really does take it into that realms of, sort of bang on our price target here over at ThinkMarkets. You've got about 8% compound annual growth rate over the next 3 financial years, and you're paying 22 times for it. So the market average growth is about 8%. The market average PE is closer to 15. So you can see where I'm going with that. However, the chart looks amazing. So I would never tell anybody to sell a chart that looks like that, even if it was fully valued. Because at the end of the day, everything I've just told you is based upon my opinions, my views on the world. And who is to say that my view on the world is going to turn out to be right? My view doesn't matter, Koshi, because I don't make the market. The fund managers who do make the market, they're seeing something in this that is supporting those higher prices. So I'm a happy holder. I've been on many times, I think over the last few months, telling people to hold on to this one, despite the fact it's gone up. I'm going to reiterate that today. Would I buy it here? I'm not sure if I'm a buy here, just that valuation's holding me back, but maybe I'm contradicting myself. So yeah, look, I will call it a buy.
Okay. Scott, the big question is this as good as it gets for the likes of Qantas and Webjet? Because the Chinese airlines are coming back. So there's a second Vietnamese based airline, Bamboo Airlines, doing, like I went to the Coronation business, $18,000 business class return. Holy hell. Thankfully I didn't have to pay. And it won't affect 7 West Media share price, hopefully. But Bamboo via Ho Chi Minh is 7,000. So you're going to start getting the the Asian airlines coming back into the market, bringing competition, it's got to come down, doesn't it?
Mate, I just want your producers to check the 7 West share price after that disclosure, Koshy. We might have a trading opportunity right now. We'll have to wait and see. Mate, yeah, look, I don't know if it's as good as it gets for Qantas. I think predicting those things just makes people like me look silly. But I don't see how it can be materially better for any extended period of time, put it that way. Constrained supply and rebounding demand is we've seen it across the entire economy, right? That's inflation 101. Yeah. Whenever you can get away with it until supply catches up, then yeah, you could absolutely mint money. But if you believe that this imbalance remains the case permanently, that requires a decent amount of optimism and probably some forecasting precision I don't possess. It's really hard to believe that, as you say, mate, the recovery of other airlines. Here's the thing: it's capitalism 101. I was just talking about inflation 101. Let's stay with the 101s. When there are excess profits being made in industry, what happens? Someone comes along and adds capacity and takes away some of that super profit. That seems to me exactly what's happening right now. If Qantas can keep the airfares from Perth at $650, good luck to them. I flew back from the Gold Coast to Sydney last Friday. Now, I booked the ticket, I think it was Tuesday or Monday last week. I had the choice of after 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I could choose from a $499 economy fare or a $549 business fare. Wow. On I think it was Qantas and Virgin respectively. And that was not only was that the cheapest I could find, it was all I could find to get back from the Gold Coast. So limited capacity, super high prices, because they know that someone eventually is going to say, well, gee, I need to get back to Sydney. I guess I'll pay what I have to pay. Now, I flew earlier and cut short my workday to save a couple $100. But that's the sort of situation that, while ever that persists, we'll be in a good place, and Webjet will be in a good place. I like Webjet to business, mate. They are really, really good operators. They've done a remarkable job on the operational side of the business. They made some mistakes, by the way. They bought Zuji and then had to sell it back. They've made some mistakes, but the guys have done a pretty good job there. What I want people to just be mindful of, you put the share price chart up before, be very careful looking at just the price per share, because during the pandemic, I want to say Webjet's share count increased by about 90%. So effectively what we're saying is even at roughly half the share price, the market cap is the same, or put the other way around, to get back to pre-pandemic share prices, the market cap has to double. And you've got to ask yourself right now, does Webjet deserve double the market cap that it did when things were great? Now, again, maybe in the short term, yeah. I'm not a fan of Webjet, I have to say, long term. Now, Carl's got a different trading perspective, and that's what makes the market, as he rightly says. Over the long term, I don't expect Webjet to beat the market from here, despite a really good set of results today. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. I think it's probably better as a sell for me.
Okay. All right.